This video is for high school students who are navigating college admissions process on their own. Whether you're the first in your family to go to college or your school just doesn't provide enough support in college admissions, it can be very challenging to navigate the admissions process on your own. And I'm speaking from my experience. My name is Katya and I went to Princeton for my undergrad, and I was also admitted to Columbia and University of Pennsylvania. You'll not find anyone online who is relatable, who can understand your struggles and the barriers that you have to overcome in order to access top education. But I'm here to tell you that you deserve the best education. You might not believe in yourself because maybe there is no one around you who did something similar, or your family doesn't support you, or your school thinks you're crazy and you're the first from your country to go to a top US college. Whatever that case might be, if you are in this kind of situation, you are doing everything right. You are a trailblazer. You are the first to do something different. Yeah, so if there is no one who can tell you that you're doing great and you're on the right path, I'm telling you this. You deserve to access the best college education, and I will give you my honest best tips on how to prepare your application and how to navigate the college admissions process. Number one, please make a timeline of your college application journey. If you are in your freshman year or sophomore year or maybe junior year of high school, please just sit down and write down precisely everything that you need to do for your application and when you should do that. For example, if you have to take tests, look up the dates when the tests are offered in your city or your country. You might find out that there are no test centers available in your city and you have to travel. That was the case for me. So you have to plan for that in advance. You will also need to collect recommendation letters, which means that you have to ask for them in advance. Because you have to be respectful to your teachers, you have to respect their time, and therefore you have to give them enough time to write a very strong recommendation letter. All of those things and more, please write them down. If there are some conferences that you can participate in or some programs that you need to apply to, write all of those deadlines. Because if you have to navigate everything on your own, trust me, if you don't write down specific steps that you need to take, you're gonna get lost. You're gonna feel so overwhelmed and confused and stressed and just terrible, miserable. So don't do that. Make a timeline and thank me later. Another important point is you will need to take the SAT or maybe TOEFL if you're an international student. And you might have heard that some colleges now are test optional, which means that you don't have to submit the SAT or ACT scores, for example. You might still benefit from submitting those tests. You particularly benefit from submitting those tests if you are from a school that is not known for sending kids to top colleges. So if you are an international student from a small city and you don't know anyone who went to Ivy League before, you should take the test, the SAT or ACT, to show that you are academically prepared, because for the admissions committee it's very difficult to judge the quality of your high school education because they just don't know the school. They don't have the track record for the school. The only objective way for you to show that you are academically prepared to study in a top college is to take the test. And I hate tests myself, so I understand like if you don't want to take it, but if you can, you should. And I know that the SAT or the ACT test, they can be very difficult, especially if you don't have private tutors. You might have to study on your own. You might have to study a lot because, as I said, those tests might be difficult, especially if you're an international student and you have to take the English part of the test. And it is true that how well you perform on the SAT depends on your family's income. There is a correlation. That's just a fact. So if you did not have enough resources in high school, you will have to work extra hard to make up that gap. You will have to perform on the same level as the kids who have had access to top educational opportunities in high school. Oh, I forgot to mention that I'm actually at Stanford right now. I came here from my friend's graduation. He just graduated from college, from Stanford, the computer science department. And oh my God, I went to the commencement yesterday and it was amazing. It was a good reminder of like why it is so cool to study at top colleges. You get the best network of people, you get the best educational opportunities, you get the best facilities, the best housing, you have access to top speakers, best scientists, anyone really. Yeah, it's just a great environment to be in, and you feel inspired to create. Your environment really determines what you do. It is important to be in an inspiring environment, and usually top colleges can provide that. That was a side note, so let's go back to the tips and how you can prepare for college applications. So in my experience, when I was taking the SAT, I actually had to study for 1 full month non-stop every day for 8 hours every day. 8 hours every day at least. And I had a very, very intense study schedule. I would write down like what I had to do like every 30 minutes of the day. It was crazy. And I did not have money for any expensive tutors or, textbooks or online resources. So I was just using everything that was available online for free. And it was like very limited. I was using like Khan Academy. But again, it was very limited. And I was so upset that I could not get better resources. So that is why if you're preparing for the SAT or the ACT right now, I recommend you checking out this website called ACE, and it is a super affordable test prep site for the SAT and the ACT. It was built by a team of ex-Stanford people, and it leverages AI to help you ace the test. You get unlimited practice questions, and there is also detailed performance report, so you can actually drill down on the things that you have to focus a little bit more on. So it's kind of like ChatGPT, and you can ask questions. So if you get stuck, like you can ask questions and get some hints to help you solve a problem. AC also combines all of the questions that you missed in one easy view, so you can actually come back to those questions and practice them again. And this is the best way to learn. You learn from your mistakes. AC also has a short diagnostic test, so you can actually track your performance over time. So if you are aiming high, you want to get a really high score, you can just take that very short test. It's like 20 minutes and get a progress report over time. You can try this website for free, and you can get $10 off if you use my code KATYA10. Just go to ac.ai to start. It will help you study more efficiently, and it will save you time. Thank you, ACE, for sponsoring this video. I know the exams are very stressful, but you got it. You got it. If you practice enough, you will do great. My next point is really important one. You should take care of your mental health. It can be very overwhelming to navigate the college admissions process on your own. Let me repeat, it can be very overwhelming. It can be very stressful. You might feel alone if you don't have any support. You might feel like it is the end of the world if you don't get into your dream college. And this is just, it causes a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic, a lot of stress that is not, you shouldn't be feeling this way in high school. You should enjoy high school years because it's high school. You should have some fun. And the reason I'm saying that is because my admissions experience was very stressful. Actually, when I had to take my SAT tests, subject tests, I had to take them in India. And I'm from Russia, okay? So I had to travel from Russia to India and take the test there. It just happened to be this way. And, when I came to the testing center, I was the only non-Indian there. And everybody looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what is this girl doing here, And it was stressful. It was stressful. That's why I'm telling you, create a timeline, know when you have to take the tests, prepare in advance, go to ac.ai and practice. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. If you need support, if you need help, find those people. Ask for support, ask for help. Just do it. And I was also very afraid to reach out to people. Like if I needed something or wanted something, like for example, I was really scared to reach out to professors. I really wanted to work on research, but I was so scared to reach out to professors. And if I did, it would have been so much better because obviously I didn't know anyone else who worked on research projects with professors at that time, and I felt like, oh my god, I'm just a high schooler, so why would the professor reply to me? But that is wrong. There are professors who work with high school students, and there are teachers and mentors who are willing to help you if you ask them, if you let them know that these are your plans, these are your goals, that's what you want to do. People will be supportive. A lot of them will be. You should find the people, you should find the community of people who will support you, who will uplift you, who understand you, who understand your goals. And it is a valid goal to have a good education, okay? It is a valid goal. It's not crazy. So find that community of people around you who will support you, and it will make your life so much better. My last tip is, if you still have time, a few years in high school left, maybe you're a sophomore or junior, please participate in summer camps in the US. Summer camps, it's a great way to get exposed to the educational system in the US and see these universities for yourself. For example, I participated in YYJS, which is the Yale Young Global Scholars Program. It runs on Yale's campus and it brings students, high school students from all over the world for 2 weeks to learn from each other and to learn some academic field. For example, engineering. It's incredible. You get exposed to the brightest high schoolers from around the world. You get to see facilities of a particular university. You get to live in college dorms. So you're basically like a college student, but you're still in high school, so it's really good for you. So YYGS is one camp. Another camp is called the Engineering Summer Academy at Penn. Another cool summer camp is called ESPER, but ESPER, it runs in Europe, usually in Oxford in the UK. And all of these programs that I'm mentioning, they all offer scholarships, even for international students, so they are accessible. And you can find more programs online, you just have to search for them. Not only do these kinds of programs help you to understand the educational system in the US, they can also boost your application, because if you participate in these kinds of programs during the summer, you show the admissions committee that you are academically inclined. You are passionate about the subjects that you are studying and you are willing to study them even during the summer, even during school breaks when nobody else wants to study. These were all of the tips that I wanted to share. I hope they were helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to answer, and good luck with your applications. I know this is a very difficult process to get into US colleges, especially when the admissions rates keep dropping. But at the end of the day, remember that colleges don't define you. You have your own unique path, you have your own worth. So yeah, best of luck, and I will see you very soon.